Everybody, we are back. Another podcast. Things to talk about. It's another eventful week. Well, eventful in the sense that we got things to talk about. Uneventful in the sense that all these things are bad. That's mostly what the show comprises of, is bad news. So it's like any other good a week. There's dirt in Hollywood, which we're going to talk about.
But there's also, unless you guys are in New York, it's New York Comic Con this week.
I've had my fill of New York for this year by being there for like 5 days. I'm good. Yeah.
Don't worry, you can live without it.
Yeah, it's true. I've seen some photos of a bunch of people I know over at NYCC. I'm like, I can smell these photos. You just know the smell.
Don't worry, I'll go there pretty for all of us.
Just go there, but make sure you haven't showered at all so you blend in, because if you put some deodorant on or something, you're going to stick out real bad.
Oh, no.
Uh-huh. It's going to get bad. So, yeah, speaking of bad, here's this show. It's going to be a show, I promise. I promise that. Oh, God, they're sending the Jets after me again. Here we go. But, as always, I'm your host, here are me, and I am joined by Mitch.
What's up? You can follow me on the socials and the thingy. There you go.
All right. Well,
that's the extent I got today. It's like, yeah, cool.
We also do have Ricardo here.
Yeah, I'm alive.
Oh,
New York
good.
Comic Con. If you see me, well, I don't know if anybody knows what I look like. Let's keep it that way.
Let's keep it. When you see that guy that's struggling to know like what he's doing at all, it's probably not Ricardo because he lives there. So just go to like whoever the local, I don't know, Marvel fanboy is at the booth all the time, because they always have one of those, and probably be you, I assume.
Look for the guy cosplaying Paul. There you go.
Look for the guy just standing next to Gear 5 Luffy the all day.
Oh, you mean Usopp?
Yes.
He knows he looks like him. He knows.
Oh, that's racist.
It's not racist. He's a god. What are you talking about? Good thing.
But we also do have Tristan here with us.
Yeah. Hopefully everyone is enjoying all the new content and not
Yeah, here we go.
and not complaining about things. So. Yeah.
I never complain about big old things. I'm telling you.
Especially 19 inches.
My God, man, I can't believe that game is right around the corner too. Crazy.
For real.
Yeah, it's all over Reddit as well.
Yeah, I heard there's been some leaks.
Oh, there's been a lot of leaks. There's been a lot.
Yeah. If anyone's like, especially right now, Activision Blizzard thing went through.
Oh yeah,
and good old Bobby said that he ain't leaving till 2024 at least. So,
Activision, what the Microsoft deal?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, I never have to pay for COD ever again.
That's the only winning thing here.
I mean, you never have to pay for it anyway.
Unfortunately, no. You still have to pay.
Well,
for
this year, yes.
the newest one.
Yeah.
Because people are mad when they said, yeah, no, you're going to have to pay for the newest one. They're not going to put the newest one on Game Pass until next year because, we're not missing that money.
Yeah.
I don't even think they're going to put it on Game Pass at all. That thing's going to die. Too many studios are being like, hey, we're not getting absolutely anything from this.
That's why it'll just become Microsoft first party, so you can get 2 games a
True.
year.
Yeah. But wouldn't that be first party though? Because they own it.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, but I was just surprised that Bobby ain't leaving until maybe next year after Phil said that they were going to kick him to the curb after.
This is just Microsoft decision making. So in a year, they're going to be like, we got rid of Bobby Kotick. We hired Vince McMahon. It's that's like, you only fail upwards with these companies. So if I've learned
Yeah.
anything, that's how the progress goes.
You know, they are going to get rid of him in a year or so.
Yeah. Golden parachute. He's gonna make out
Give
with
it a
like
minute.
freaking like 20 million or billion. Just watch.
Of
It's gonna be
course he will,
ridiculous.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, but that's gonna be an unmitigated disaster to watch unfold.
Oh yeah, well,
I mean, it's Xbox, in it. Let's be honest.
Oh! I got a segue. Perfect into our actual first. We got a topic that's focusing on unmitigated disaster, so we're talking about Aquaman 2. Yeah.
I genuinely forgot what the order was of the topics.
That's all right. Look, Aquaman 2, recently we had a giant report on a lot of things that happen in front of and behind the camera, and the takeaway is Aquaman 2 tested real bad every single cut of the film. There is no chemistry with anybody on set, which
I'm shocked.
I mean, I watched the first film. That should have been a
Yeah. So after the first one, I'm stunned.
yeah. So yeah.
I'm not really
This is,
I'm not really surprised because of what supposedly has been happening. What happened on set since then, where basically it sounds like everyone hated each other or hated certain people and didn't want certain people there. So
yeah, it's kind of hard to have a good rapport with other people when someone's trying to actively get another actor fired.
yeah, showing up to set dressed as someone else.
Though you could argue that the whole dressing like someone else is blown out of proportion because he dresses like that anyway.
Yeah, the only thing that like sticks out to me, it's like, oh, he shows up like that, he's doing this, they didn't get along, nobody got along, and you just kind of hear about like the energy and mood on the set, and it's described as nobody wanted to be there. Like, why is that the case with almost every DCEU film since the beginning? Like, you remember when Justice League was in production with Zack Snyder, and after he was fired, all the reports were like, yeah, everybody hated each other, nobody talked to one another, there were almost no friends on set. It's like, yeah, maybe that's a problem with casting all these actors that are so all over the place and personalities, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, it's. I just want it to be out. Can they just dump it and get it over with already? Not that I'm gonna watch it, but I don't want to.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna watch it either. It's gonna be a waste of our time.
I don't know why I keep thinking like they're almost done filming, but I forgot this thing's been done for a while now. So
You say it's almost been done. They probably are still filming it right now.
oh.
And they're not doing reshoots.
You think this is where Aquaman like turned into Lobo at the end of the film? He can be like, screw the ocean, I'm Lobo now, and he just flies off.
I mean, he's a Lobo in real life, so it's like the whole, like, watching the whole Aquaman thing unfold has honestly kind of been like a trip into like somebody's mad brain. Only, David Zaslav's, I guess, but like, you see what all the reports about this, and then you hear about the quality of the film. I mean, we've heard at every single screening, people were actively walking out because it's so bad. And
wasn't there something to do with the baby or something? Like,
that-
they're killing babies.
That's, I mean, I apparently they might do the whole Ocean Master takes the baby, but like
That's the one, yeah.
This whole thing, it's further than that. Like, it's just people are saying that it's just like a bad film in general, which I believe. Because the first film wasn't the greatest thing ever. It's the best
I say
you can do.
you have the first film, and there's rumors that Momoa wrote the second or part of the second one. Like, yeah, it's obviously going to be a bad movie.
Yeah.
There's never two ways about it.
Yeah. That's. I don't know. I mean, I guess I'll see the film whenever that. When is it? December, mid-December, I think is when it's out. So it's like, okay, got like. Actually, 2 months from now it's out, so okay, perfect.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what this thing does, because the box office ain't there either. Early predictions were like, ugh.
I mean, no one knows it's coming out to the marketing the movie, so.
True. How they still manage to spend $300 on marketing, though, that's my question.
I I mean, it's Warner Brothers. It's clearly money laundering.
Yeah, that's true.
I say Warner Brothers. It's a movie studio. It is clearly money.
It's money laundering. Yeah, that's true. That is. I guess going from one potential bomb to another, the Marvels is tracking to be, well, quite bombastic by the sounds of it.
What is the tracking on it?
So it just came out. So this is So this is the long range forecast. So obviously, it's still a month out. We won't have official ones from like anybody till like the week before, or maybe 10 days. Currently, high end of 75, low end of 50. Now, in case anybody's wondering, the original opened with 150 million. So
now you could also go back a little bit to when Guardians came out, which wasn't that long ago. Guardians 3, that was tracking quite low.
Yeah,
and it still came out and cracked the 100. Or was it 115? It got
right. It was definitely weekend, not as high as the second one. Yeah. So like it's still. It's not necessarily accurate. I think tracking's had a massive hit at the minute. Mm-hmm. But every movie is making less at the minute, really. Who knows what like Barbie and Oppenheimer would have made 3 years ago? Yeah.
Like no movie. Like yes, you get exceptions like those at the minute, but nothing's really doing great.
That's
now. What was that Tom Cruise movie that came out and absolutely tanked?
Mission Impossible.
That's the one. Yeah, everyone expected that to do massive numbers.
That was literally
fizzled out.
Like, if you look at the end of the year report for last year, going into looking this year, Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1 was estimated at 1.6 billion.
Yeah. Everyone's hyping up saying, "Oh, it's gonna make $1 billion," and when it came out, it didn't even hit that.
This man was up against Barbie and Oppenheimer, and pray for him. Tom Cruise was like,
pray for a
Scientology.
So, I do want to also point something out because I went and just briefly checked. Going into this year, again, those same charts with Dead Reckoning is going to be one of the biggest films. Aquaman 2 was listed as 1 billion, and The Marvels or Captain Marvel 2 was listed as 700 million. So, I mean, people knew that this film obviously wasn't going to be as big as the first because it doesn't have that whole Avengers Endgame Infinity War sandwich factor. Like, there's a lot to this. I do think obviously it's a bad look for them because, I mean, you'd probably want the film at least to crack easily. The bottom end should be 75 million, in my opinion. Like,
yeah. I'd be very surprised if it didn't do the same as Wakanda Forever.
Yeah, honestly.
And I think the naming convention's got a lot to do with it as well, right? You've had Captain America, the Winter Soldier, Captain America, Civil War. You've always had the name in the subtitles. Mm-hmm. Black Panther, you had Black Panther. Now it's Wakanda Forever. What is it? The same or is it different?
Well,
like different name implies a different thing.
I mean,
that's from Captain Marvel to the Marvels.
See, that's the thing because we've seen international territories. Specific chains are literally, it's called Captain Marvel 2 in other regions by Disney and Marvel. And one thing I looked at why this is, local regions that were pooled, you pool in like, hey, 100 people, come here. What sounds better? What do you think? Literally, the awareness of The Marvels being a sequel to Captain Marvel 2 in some territories was non-existent. People did not know. So, I think that is a little problematic.
You could always come out here and be like, hey, we're doing Captain Marvel 2. The Marvels was its own thing completely, just side thing. Right.
Exactly. So, we don't know. So, I don't know. It's a little weird. This is definitely in the bomb territory, but we don't know till we get there. To where a couple.
I reckon it was still pulling 750 mil for the total run.
I'm thinking 600 to 750 is where I'm seeing it as. It's going to be profitable, but. How profitable?
I think it also comes down to the reviews too, right?
Yeah.
If the reviews is trash, then it's about to go hand in hand of $1 and a cookie.
I mean, at the minute, that's all people can afford anyway. So
that's true. Right. $1 and a cookie. Damn. Look, we got it's less than a month to go till this film. Obviously, we're going to talk about it. We'll talk more about the final box office rundown when it hits. So just stay tuned for that, and we'll what we are getting back to here is the ongoing actors versus Hollywood, and Hollywood decided to say, you know what, no, and walk away from negotiations.
Yep, the studios are they're they're not great.
So, did you guys look at the breakdown of what was deemed we can't give this to you from the studios? Because it's absolutely pathetic.
It's the residuals, isn't it? That's the main thing I saw.
So, they want 2% of all revenue streaming.
Yeah.
Okay. What? Okay, sure. So then you go and you look at, you know, how much that is per studio. Less than $140 million per studio per year out of the 5 major studios. And on top of this, Disney's profits for literally movies and TV last year were over $44 billion. But they can't afford $135 million.
No.
All right.
I think because I saw I haven't actually really looked at it because I've been sunk into Final Fantasy 14 my entire life now, so I need to look into it. But the thing I saw was, I want to say it was one of the heads of the union. I can't remember his name, but he was saying for like residuals, all they're asking for is like the price of a postage stamp.
Yeah.
on a subscriber, so like it's like 66 cents,
right,
or something silly like that.
Yeah, it's like anywhere between like 52 to 57 cents per subscriber.
That's
literally nothing. Yeah, sure, you can look at it and go, well, that times the 147 million subs that Disney has, that's a hell of a lot of money. Times that by the 160,000 SAG members, that's like 100 billion. But that's not going to be the case,
right?
Because not every subscriber watches every show, and Disney does deploy every single SAG member.
Also, exactly, like it shouldn't be. You know, it's like if you're a top level actor, you're probably going to get a little bit more of a share than So like you got to have that structure in place. Like they do that for other things as well. You know, sports, other TV, like top shelf actors paid more, and that's how they always did it in the past. So it's like, the Hollywood is just, they don't want their imaginary money to get any lower. That's what it is.
No.
You know,
they're also desperate because they know they just absolutely buckled over and bent over backwards for the Rose.
Yeah.
It's like they're not satisfied bending the directors over. They need to do it for the actors as well.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, of course, because like we've already seen studios do things that they said they were going to do, or never said they were going to do, and do it anyway. Especially with what Disney did with Prom Pact, and they used AI background actors because they didn't want to pay for more background actors. And
were they actually AI actors?
Yes, they were.
And
it ended up looking like the extras were not even fully rendered PS3 NPCs, and it was.
I was going to say
it was jarring and funny when you look at it, because no.
I want whoever that was to actually or to wherever that AI is generated those images from, because it's obviously going to have some stuff in there to like just sue the crap out of Disney.
And it was because these weren't like they didn't ask for permission, they just took them, and that's what the actors are with the negotiations they were fighting for right now, because what most of the studios want is that it's like as soon as you're hired, they want permission to have your likeness digitized for any franchise that you may be a part of, so they don't have to continuously pay you.
And because we've had some Marvel people come out and say like they didn't even get asked.
Yeah.
It was just, hey, cool, we're going to scan your face and we can use whenever you want. It's like, well, why? Hold on.
Yeah,
like, that's my face. Like, you can't use my face without me saying you can use it.
And then Disney's going to be like, hey, you signed the contract. Look, it's right in the fine print. You're done.
Yeah, it was all when they started doing this, they've been trying to do this little by little. Even with Netflix was caught doing this to people out on the street, and that's when.
Oh, what?
Yeah, that's when actors group caught that they were trying to get footage for background actors or
Yeah.
for B-roll footage. And then that's when the strikers kind of shut that down when they started striking right there. And then it was kind of odd and interesting that they would go to that far because they don't want to pay people.
I mean, Netflix can't afford to pay anyone.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah.
Speaking of Netflix, they're clearly trying to starve out their animation departments before they go on strike.
Yeah.
They're being scummy with it.
Not.
Yeah, that whole situation is weird as well, where they put out a memo saying that our movie animation division isn't making the money we needed to make, so we're gonna shut down some parts of it and we're gonna reorganize. And we are also going to pay for third party stuff that's already done, so we don't really have to pay that much and just put it up there. So, yeah.
I'll be surprised if movies actually make it past 2025.
Man, Secret Wars 2099. It's gonna be
Never gonna happen. Never gonna happen.
Secret Wars.
He's been punching the wall so hard. He was like, I can't believe it.
At this point, every Marvel Studios project is going to be Kevin Feige playing with action figures for 2 hours, telling us what the plot actually is.
Cool, they're going to recycle the behind the scenes. Fantastic.
At least it won't be a problem for Star Wars, right? All it is broken promises.
Oh.
I mean, you say that. Star Wars on TV is doing good.
That's the best thing they got.
But not
apart from Andor bad.
They got like 90 movies all set up, and then like, okay, canceled. I'm like, oh, okay.
I mean, yeah, but the TV's doing fine. That's what matters. The world's had enough Star Wars movies, so it's fine.
It's true. I don't know. I'm just kind of looking at this whole thing like, they need to figure this out.
Well, they figured it out. They know exactly what they got to do. They just got to quickly buy the 12,000 more yachts they need.
Oh yeah. Well,
no, and poor Iger's being really stressed at the minute because things aren't doing as well as they should be. Like, oh, poor Iger.
Poor him. Oh no, he can't shape up that sail to somebody in the timetable he wanted to.
Yeah. Quickly, someone look after him because his hairline might recede even further back.
Then you got David Zaslav. He was like, man, I got 90 Day Fiance.
Just wait till they do like 90 Day Gotham Fiance and they just reuse sets they can't use for Penguin. They're like, yeah, what if the Penguin was someone's fiance? Oh. On second thought, I might want to watch that. I'm just going to take an edible.
You are the problem. You are the reason why that exists.
Yeah, well.
I say that when the Big Brother's on in this household. That's stones and glass houses.
Next year, CBC is just going to be talking about reality TV shows. That's it. We're like, wow.
I mean, let's just swap over to One Piece. You'll never have lack of content then.
True.
One Piece is eternal.
So I text Jared saying, Mitch just now, Andor bad.
What?
Jared replies back with, listen, I burned my capital defending him for that in my group chat already.
He did, yeah. He told me about that, yeah. I put out an Andor bad tweet and then he retweeted it. And then he told me about like everyone in there. I'm just like, yes.
At least you can say it's bad. I can't even say I've seen a frame of it, so still going strong.
I mean, that's probably worse. That's probably better. Don't watch Andor, it's bad.
Yo, speaking of bad, I know it's a derail. Speaking of bad, yo, the Continental sucks. Yo, throw that in the trash, bro. Holy hell.
That's why I haven't watched it, and I'm not gonna.
Bro. I said this many times. I sat in the theater watching Oppenheimer for 3 hours of talking. There's no way 1 hour of talking in the Continental feels like 10 movies.
Carlos,
it's so long.
Carlos, like, when are they gonna drop the bombs, man? When are they gonna drop the bombs?
Bro, even the action, like, don't get me wrong, they have action, but I was like, this is the most boring action I've ever seen.
Oh, that's sad. That's so sad. Well, it's good to know that I'm not gonna watch it. I removed it off my list last night when I was about to watch Chucky. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I ain't gonna watch Continental. I've heard nothing but bad things.
At least the experience was good. I went to the NYC experience. Oh, perfect.
Did you
10
get
out
the
of 10.
coin? Did you get the coin?
Yes, I did. I got 2.
Yeah. All right.
It was
That's
amazing.
the only
They
thing
gave
about
out free
you.
drinks and everything. So good.
That's cool. Speaking of death of entertainment, let's talk about the death of the DCEU. As per reports, before
Which
the
death? Because it's been like 5 now.
oh, okay, well, the final death, the final nail in the coffin.
Cool.
Okay, like so,
Until Blackest Night, when they bring everyone back and it's got that
Oh,
again.
that's true. That's true. But the report we got is interesting. So Jason Momoa was in talks and still is in talks. They just can't finalize it till the actors' strike is, over. But it looks like he's going to be playing Lobo, and the aim is for him to show up in Superman Legacy.
I think James Gunn has the opportunity to do the funniest thing ever.
Exactly. Just make Aquaman be like Aquaman no more. He flies off, get a motorcycle, he turns into Lobo.
No, you just don't have Momoa as Lobo.
Oh,
Get someone else.
I can't see anybody else as Lobo.
That's because you got to open your eyes. No.
Open my eyes.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, who could see it as? Who could you see as Lobo? It's almost impossible. Triple H, he's bald.
straight to
I like
Triple
how
H.
the first thing you go for is a wrestler.
It's a random wrestler. Well, technically, that's like Jason
Because
Momoa.
if you've seen Triple H throughout the years, he was basically Lobo.
It's true. He even used to wear like the leather, like the coat and everything with the markings. Yeah. Honestly, I'm gonna get flack for this, but people need to hear me out. Lobo, when he was reinvented for the New 52, was perfect because he was a play on the sparkly vampire Tom Hiddleston Loki.
I was going to say the My Chemical Lobo, of course.
Yeah, I want that Lobo. So I want emo Lobo, just because. And then get Tom Hiddleston to do it.
I wouldn't hate it.
It's
I don't even care about Lobo. I didn't even give a crap about that Lobo, but I wouldn't hate it. No.
yeah.
Just for the funny.
I mean, like, this is the best thing you can do. Like, Jason Momoa was the only one who apparently wasn't the worst thing ever about the DCEU, and he just kind of enjoyed. Yeah, so it's the rest of them can go. He stays cool. Like, it's a win.
I mean, I'd prefer an actor, to be honest.
Wow. Yes. But who do you get? Who do you get?
I mean, literally anyone. You just make them act like Lobo.
Oh.
Just find somebody at a pub and be like, "Here, have a cigar."
I mean, yeah, go for it. Get Hugh Jackman. Why not?
Oh my god!
This man can't rest anyway. Let's just make him do Lobo. Why not?
He jumps from one Wolverine to another edgy
Exactly. That's why it's funny. Do it.
And don't forget, like, this also means that Jason Momoa can't even be the first live-action Lobo because Krypton did that, so he doesn't even get that.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone forgets about that show for good reason as well.
Man, I like that show.
We all have our flaws. No one's perfect.
Well, to be fair, it came out and it was like, oh man, it's just going to be another Gotham. It's like, oh, actually, they spent
It was
time on
exactly
this.
another Gotham.
It was slightly better.
100% Gotham.
Slightly better. They had Adam Strange in it, so slightly better.
No.
Yeah.
I watched like 2 episodes of Krypton. And I was like, yeah, that's enough.
Yeah. I mean, you know how it ends, so it's kind of like, well.
There is that, yeah.
Yeah. So, Jason becomes Lobo, joining Superman Legacy when this is all up. How fourth wall breaky do they go with this, right? Like, because they're going to have to.
I just,
He makes fun of Snyder. He's like, "This is how you do DC movies." Ugh.
he takes Batman to prison.
Well,
It's finally on screen, yeah.
you're coming with me. Oh, no. Yep. Well,
I don't know. I don't know how full breaker you go with it.
I assume he's just gonna stroll, be like, "Wow, you look different than the last time we've met," or something, and he'll just be like, "Huh?" Like that. They'll do something with it.
Who? Who are you?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, "Oh, who are you?" It's like, "Ah, never mind."
Oh, you know me as Aquaman. It's like maybe James Gunn was the mistake everyone's been saying he is.
We'll see. We'll see.
Who knows?
He might be. He might.
Speaking of castings, did we ever talk about how they basically already got the people for Fantastic Four?
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah, like they said, like once the strike. Yeah, they said once the strike is over, they was like, oh, he's like, we already got Fantastic Four. Like, well, guess what? The strike is never going to end.
So just announce them. Oh, damn. That's true. That is. Yeah.
Vanessa who?
Vanessa Kirby. You know Vanessa Kirby. Just Google it.
The actress with the same expression, no matter what situation it is. She just always looks like she's
wow,
about
that's
to
sexist.
cry.
Wow,
she looks like
sexist.
Karen from Daredevil. She always looks like she's about to cry.
Why didn't they just cast Jessica Alba again?
Because
if that's the case,
that was Jessica Alba. They couldn't afford the whitewashing CGI for Jessica Alba again, so yeah.
No.
Because you all know they made her lighter in that original movie.
That means they probably got the dude from You, right? For Mr. Fantastic.
Don't know. There's not been really anything on him.
My hope is that they convinced Adam Driver, but yeah, probably not.
Yeah, I'd be down for Driver.
Yeah, he'd be amazing.
I'm fine with anyone as long as it's not Matt Smith or Krasinski.
Same. Yeah, I can go with that. Yep, I could go.
No, one's one of the worst actors people love right now. The other one's John Krasinski.
Yeah, the whole multiverse of madness really killed the hype for him. That's for sure.
Yeah,
you get like the three people still clinging to hope that he can do good. But it's like, yeah, he was he's fine as like an alternate read, but
yeah,
as the core one, no, I don't want to see it for too long.
Same. I don't want to see him carry it around for another 15, 20 years in the MCU. That's too much for me. That's
You know, maybe if you put a bit more like give a crap into it, like
right,
it would have been better. But just going, Doctor Strange, you are a threat. You do bad. It was not the one.
You do bad.
Wanda, I'm a real parent, not you.
Oh.
Then he got turned into Sketty. Unlucky.
It's just.
Oh, Fantastic Four.
I don't know. Like, I'm looking at this whole thing and like looking at the Fantastic Four and who could they cast, right? You got to go actors that could stay around for a while, which does limit it down to you got to go younger, right? Unless the actor looks super young. So it can't be that much of a crazy, like, I don't know. Like, they can't go wild and be like, yeah, we got George Clooney today, Mr. Fantastic. It's like, bro, is he going to be alive in 10 years? I don't know. Like,
I mean, Clooney's not that old. I know he's what, like 50?
Oh, George Clooney's 62.
Oh wow! I mean, he looks.
This man said not that old. It's all that Casamigos, man. That's
I was gonna say this man doesn't age. It's just all the coffee. I still wouldn't be mad if it was him. No, I'm just saying.
Probably Michael Keaton.
Oh.
He probably got a little confused. They was like, here, put on this suit.
After seeing him literally what must have been phone in a performance as Batman, oof. Yeah,
this man put the effort into the Vulture and then just decided to try and be in everything, and it didn't turn out. Yeah. Poor Keaton. Just bring back the Vulture. Come on.
Honestly, yeah.
Ignore the end of Morbius.
Everybody did, including Sony.
Ignore that spunk. That's for sure.
Oh, it's yeah. I don't know. Like, whoever they announced for the Fantastic Four cast, I'm assuming they're going to have the best picks possible. At least one would hope. And if they...
I mean, they don't tend to miss on casting, so... Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you hope that they got some good actors. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. What we can talk about is castings and no castings and deaths and the reboots of Daredevil Born Again. Because... boy, this has been a...
Oh, because this is fun.
This has been...
This one's fun.
Oh, my God. Okay, so where do we even start with this gigantic mess?
I think it's fair to say, when you hire CW writers, you get a CW show.
In the report, it's like the first 4 episodes were all the same. Yeah, every CW DC show ever. Like, what?
Yeah.
It's...
Yeah.
So
now, obviously you can't just judge writers because they worked in CW. Like, people can write different things. They're writing to what the studio wants.
Right.
But why would you want to go from the Netflix Daredevil and be like, right, well, Netflix CW, no different. Let's just get the opposition writers. It doesn't make sense.
And also, why would you, when you know people are going to want to see Daredevil, why would you cut Daredevil out of the first 4 episodes up until...
Because people want to see Daredevil.
The Netflix...
That makes sense to me. It's like, well, of course you're going to hold him back a little bit. You want the big grand return. Hook people in for episodes and then...
but people will fall off. That's the thing, though. Like... It's...
Yeah,
I mean,
I would say it's crazy too, because the only reason, like, if this is like, I have no problem with like the suit coming in the 4th episode, right? But the fact that this is considered a soft reboot to reboot, it's kind of like a waste of our time.
Yeah.
It's like, why we want to wait 4 episodes to see this suit, knowing like there's no previous payoff, etc. It's like, oh. Like, you got to get the newer fans to understand. You got to get the older fans. Like,
well, I think you got to look at the context of what they were going to do, right? Which was completely ignored the character that Daredevil is, so Matt Murdock. Killing off Karen and Foggy in the first episode.
Oh, here we go.
To have him... Because that's the whole point, right? They were going to kill them off. He was going to stop being Daredevil. And then... get the group back 4 episodes later when cops start using the Punisher logo.
Right.
And the Punisher comes out. That's the whole point. So that's why you're holding it off.
But I feel like it'll make more sense to, do that in the middle of the series, especially when, this Daredevil series is 18, 19 episodes, whatever the
18,
hell it is.
But this is the thing, right? That's not very Daredevil. That's not what Matt Murdock. Matt Murdock wouldn't stop being Daredevil because Karen and Foggy died.
Right.
Matt Murdock would literally stop being Matt Murdock and just become Daredevil.
Yeah,
literally be Batman all over again.
Yeah, you'd be Daredevil 24/7 after that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's literally an addict. You take it that route. But at the end of the day, we're not getting this script anymore. So,
oh, thank God.
So they're back to the drawing board, which, again, that's good. That's a good thing. They're going back to a reshuffle. And from what the latest reports are saying, they're going to keep more or less what they shot, but they're going back to the drawing board and adding Daredevil action to every episode, which...
Yeah. So wasn't there... Are we talking about the Marvel Studios? How the TV stuff's run in a separate topic?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. I guess...
Oh, wait, I thought that was an altogether topic.
Oh, yeah, that was the 5th topic, wasn't it?
So that's what we had for Spider-Man theories, but we might just, after this Daredevil Born Again, we'll add a bonus topic, and I'll add it in the description so people know. So there we go. So we'll keep talking about Daredevil, then we'll talk about how Marvel Studios is run. So stay tuned.
Oh, this is the last. Wow, this is the last topic. Wow.
So,
but yeah, the whole reshuffling of the TV division, I'm pretty certain is down to the WGA. Strike.
And that's the thing, from what I see, with the whole Daredevil situation, because this is, to me, the most telling one in terms of the whole thing. They essentially, in that report, they're saying Marvel Studios realized this needs to be on par or better than the Netflix show, and it wasn't working. Can we acknowledge the fact that they saw it wasn't working instead of pushing through with like Secret Invasion, right? Like,
yeah, which has had some stuff come out, and that sounds like it was horrendous.
yeah. So things are looking good for Daredevil, in my opinion.
I mean, Secret Invasion was on point with the actual.
Let's talk about the big thing that's also hit in regards to Marvel TV and all of Marvel Studios' TV division. They didn't know what they were doing. That's what's come out. Like,
No, they're trying to run a TV division like a movie department, and literally no one knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
Like, isn't it like when the thing came out, it was like they had like actual showrunners or like.
Oh yeah, well this is the thing, right? We knew that they didn't have any showrunners. We knew they weren't going to be, or they aren't going that direction, because that came out when they first announced these TV shows.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not having a showrunner; they're having producers like a movie, and they're going to run like that. There's going to be no pilots. There's going to be no like Bibles for these shows.
Because, like when you hear that, and it's like, so like you don't have any technical like guidelines of what this show is like aiming for or going to be. It's just
they were literally flying by the bootstraps. It's thinking they can just make a 6-hour movie
and also
cut out into episodes.
This is why whatchamacallit, they even said like the reason why She-Hulk or like Loki and or WandaVision was like so much of a success, because they had like head writers and whatnot. Like everything else was like free game.
Right. Yeah. So it's like it sounds like the initial crop of handful of shows, the ones that are really good, were literally like, yeah, let's do it this way. And then oversight was kind of taken away, and they're like, we're just going to make all this like films. It's like, but TV doesn't work like film. That's the thing. Like,
no consistency of writers too, which we talked about last pod too. Is like none of these series have like a coherent, like one episode could be really good by like, I don't know, Taika Waititi, and then they get random dude from Bar.
Yeah.
Episode.
You said that's how TV works, though, right? Like TV has different directors, different episodes.
It is, but that isn't it, like that's kind of like what Ricardo just said. Last time we learned is they ask for a minimum, and sometimes these studios don't even give a minimum. And from what we know from Marvel Studios, Secret Invasion literally was, I mean, directors quit, walked away, like from the ground up. That show was a mess, and it sounds like Moon Knight also suffered a bit of the same thing, where one of the showrunners and writers literally left halfway through. He just quit. Was like, I'm done. I can't do this. Like,
which is funny because you get like Oscar Isaac coming out here being like, "This is that's the most proud thing he's ever made."
Yeah. That's. I don't know.
Give me Moon Knight 2, please. I need it.
Yeah, it's this whole thing has revealed something in the Marvel Studios system, which I've been arguing this for the better part of like 5 years now. Marvel Studios cannot look at TV on the same level as film. That just does not work, and that's what's led to all the stations figuring out it can't work. The old model, which was, for better or for worse, whether you liked it or not, Cloak and Dagger, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Runaways, the Netflix series, they were done with a specific goal and budget in mind that you had to adhere to. Again, for better or for worse, like, but every episode didn't cost $50 million. They cost 5, max of 10 for a bigger budget finale. Like, they need to find a balance of that.
Yeah,
but on the flip side with that, I'll let Tristan talk after, sorry. But if you have Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was like 20 episodes.
Yeah.
So the budget's going to be smaller. You can have the same budget but have 8 episodes.
True, yeah.
So then you're going to have like 10.
Actual TV length? Oh my God, can you believe it? Maybe Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. wasn't as bad as I thought.
It's just weird because like how you've been saying that they weren't made for or weren't shooting it like a TV show or shooting it like a movie where we're gonna make it a movie style and it was gonna be 6 hours that we're just gonna chop it up and there you go, instead of having the usual like 1 or 2 season episodes, which would probably be around 8 to 13 episodes depending on if they give the writers enough time to actually write and not just make what happened in the Arrowverse, and that's what I hope, that they finally figured all this out after the writers won and like pleaded, saying that this is what we need to make these better, and not just making content for the sake of making content. Because for better, that Marvel prided themselves on having quality movies, and they want quality TV shows at the same time, not just throwing things out because it just has the brand, people will watch it anyway. And we see that people they trust the brand because of its quality, and that's what it should be at the end of the day, is not looking at the short-term gain, looking at the long-term gain.
Right.
Yeah. Because I think they've said they're now going to do pilots, they're going to have showrunners, they're going to have the minimum staffing requirements, because that's now part of the WGA contracts.
Yeah, and was it no more limited series anymore either. So.
Oh, that's
no, I think, or at least the way they said that was more a case of they're not going to go in thinking they're just going to make a limited series. There's going to be like a clear-cut goal.
Right.
So you could have like a season 2.
Yeah.
Obviously, we can get season 2s because we've got Loki on right now, but that's more the aim. And there's actually going to be it's not going to be just a random She-Hulk, Miss Marvel, Moon Knight. You're not just going to have these random characters having shows. There's going to be an actual structure like the movies going into whatever's the whole narrative for the MCU is going to be.
Right.
That's the impression I got anyway.
That's exactly kind of what I got from it too as well. So I don't know. It's kind of an up and down situation in my opinion. They at least figured out what they need to do to get things back on order, right?
Yeah. Well, the writer, they actually listen to writers and
yeah. Which again, at the core of it, Marvel Studios has had this major problem, which let's hope they fix and take care of, and things turn out good for them. I guess that's kind of what I want to say. So, anything else to add to this before we end it?
I can't wait for real TV shows.
I think even with all this, people, there's going to be a whole bunch of people online being like, oh, but everyone liked this and didn't like that, and everyone's going to hate all these shows. Like, you can like the shows that they gave you while acknowledging that they probably weren't run the best.
Yeah.
They could have been better. So.
Yeah. Stuff like Falcon and the Winter Soldier, right? That wasn't necessarily bad because of how they ran it. That was disjointed because of COVID, right? There are external factors in that one, but you get stuff like a WandaVision and a Loki.
Yeah.
And like a She-Hulk's divisive, but I enjoyed it. But you need to you still had shows like that. People still enjoyed those.
Also,
shows.
read all the reports. Apparently, the production of She-Hulk and Echo was the smoothest and best out of all of them. Everybody was getting along and happy.
I mean, Loki didn't even do reshoots, so I don't believe it's just that.
Oh, I mean, Loki, apparently they know exactly what they want to shoot, which is that's real
Which
good
is nuts. I don't get how Loki slipped this net twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even the second episode was good. I was like, what's happening? MCU back? I can't believe it.
I mean, Loki back. It's fine.
Yeah.
I still find it wild. It's like I had no interest in this show.
Same. It was on all of our lists at the least interested, at the bottom.
And half of the reason why I was at the bottom because I was out of spite that everyone had WandaVision on the bottom of theirs. I'm like, no, Loki sucks.
Yeah.
But hey, here we are. What a funny old timeline.
What a funny time it is. That's officially brought us to the end of the podcast. So, yeah. I think it was probably a good show. Probably.
Yeah, it was alright.
Yeah, it was an alright podcast. We probably got an hour out of that, I would assume. Close to it.
I mean, I would go by the Skype time, but we spent 15 minutes just trying to get the audio working.
That's true. So, that does highlight that problem. But hey, hopefully everybody enjoyed this. I mean, it's another podcast, another week. Let's hope next week is as eventful with news so we can come back and do another one. That certainly would be nice.
Will I survive New York Comic Con? We will see. I might get jumped.
Find out next time on CBC.
Can Weebs jump?
Oh.
Yeah, they're gonna take all of his Gundam gunplay.
Oh.
Not
I mean,
the
if
hentai,
man's
leave
walking
my
around with
hentai
model
alone.
kits on him, then that's his own fault.
Just if you need to find Ricardo this weekend, just go to all the anime booths and look for the dude with the digital camera trying to take obscure photos of the action figures.
These
telling ya.
allegations, though. Wow.
I'm telling you, like, I don't know why that happens at every con. I'm walking by all the booths and I'm like, why are all these people taking like obscure pictures of action figures? Like, is it a thing?
I didn't know this. I didn't know where this conversation was going. You know what it is. Losers, get out of here.
Look, we all know people think some like Hot Toys photography is real, right? Like,
Oh no.
You get the upskirts and the OnlyFans, you're sorted.
Speaking of which,
You know,
I'm
Hot
starting a
Toys
new
just
business.
announced Hera. Right?
Oh no.
You know, and she looks just as thick as she did in the show, so there's going to be a lot of that online.
This is going to be my new side hustle on OnlyFans. I'm leaving right now. I'm going to go assemble all my Hot Toys. Oh.
You know, if you've got a widow, just unzip it slightly. It's fine.
Yeah, man. We're ending this podcast. Later, everybody. Goodbye. Later.